Hey Rob, we're a small to medium-sized business. Why should we be investing into a compliance as a service or governance, risk, and compliance service? There's a couple of reasons. Here at Orobi, we believe that the 5 core reasons you should invest into a compliance as a service or governance, risk, and compliance service is that number one, you can enhance your security posture and reduce your risk of a data breach, cybersecurity incident, or a cybersecurity threats in general. What does investing into a governance, risk, and compliance service really look like? So as you may know, certain industries have to align to certain industry regulations and security best practices such as HIPAA, PCI DSS, CMMC, GDPR, and a few other that we're able to come in and help you align to, which will increase your cybersecurity posture, as we mentioned, and reduce the risk of a cybersecurity incident, data breach, or cyber threats in general, because you're aligning to security best practices, implementing the technical controls, administrative controls required to protect your users and devices and data on your network by aligning to those technical controls, which our tools here at Orobi are able to pick up, which leads us to our second reason why you should be investing into a governance, risk, and compliance service, and that is simplified regulatory adherence, right? So what does that mean? That means that we're able to streamline the process to ensure you become compliant with industry regulations that align to you. So if you're in the healthcare industry, we have, personal health information, PII data sitting on cloud environments or on a storage account or on a SQL database, and they don't have the proper controls. So we come in and ensure that all the controls are aligned correctly, where you're encrypting the data sitting at rest, in transit, and in use. You have a firewall in between or in front of the device that has the PI or sensitive data sitting on it, and more technical controls, right? It goes real in depth. We're able to remove that headache or that stress of trying to align every year. And we're able to assist with that headache to ensure that you always remain compliant, help you reduce the premium for your cyber insurance. And if you don't have cyber insurance, we can help you there as well. But by aligning to the security and industry regulation, it would reduce your cyber insurance premium, which will essentially help you in case your company experiences a cyber attack where you have to pay hefty fines to the government entities that your industry follows, right? Whether that's HIPAA, PCI DSS, GDPR, and more. We're able to streamline that for you and hold your hand the whole way. So that's kind of the benefit working with a company like Orobi for the governance, risk, and compliance service. Which brings us to the third reason why you should be investing into a governance, risk, and compliance service, that is customized compliance solutions. So what does that mean? That means that if you're in the healthcare industry, but you take some credit card information from clients that don't have insurance or whatever the case is, we're able to come in and help you align to PCI DSS, HIPAA, and any other security regulations that you may want to follow, or security best practices. Maybe you want to align to CMMC or NIST 800-171 to ensure your company is completely secure, right? Following best practices everywhere you look. And we're able to help streamline that process and hold your hand along the way, show you exactly what you need to do from both the technical and administrative controls required for those standards, and take that load off your plate so that we can do the heavy lifting on the compliance side so you can do what you do best and run the business or run your department without having to worry about an audit or hefty fines coming your way, because we have you covered on aligning to all the regulations, all the controls that you need to align to. Number four would be continuous monitoring and reporting. So this is key, right? As we make changes or as we make configuration changes or implement new solutions on your network, things change, right? As we all know, technology is constantly evolving. There's always new tools, there's always new processes, there's always new ways to do things. We need to always ensure that they align to these industry regulations and security best practices. We do provide continuous monitoring and reporting. We're able to identify any changes on your network that may you out of alignment to those security controls or those security best practices, catch them early and be able to revert them or fix them as needed. We do provide reporting to give your team exactly a plan of action and milestone of what needs to occur to align to a certain technical control or administrative control, or maybe we need to make a firewall rule change, or we need to encrypt data here, or we need to apply access controls here, right? There's the whole 9 yards. We're coming into your company and assuring that you're reducing the risk of a data breach, cyber threat, and security incident like we mentioned. So with our continuous monitoring and reporting, we're able to constantly send reports to your team and ensure that they're all tracking what needs to be done. We're prioritizing the most important tasks and aligning slowly, right? This is not a 1 month or 3 month or 6 month ordeal where you're going to align to the security regulations in a short time frame, right? We do recommend working with us at least a year to ensure that we are aligning correctly and that everything is being processed as it should be. This is not a get secure quick scheme, right? This does take time. This does take collaboration and teamwork from both our part and your team's part. We can recommend all day and give instructions all day, but we need to also ensure that your team is able to bring the solutions to the change management board and ensure everyone's tracking all the stakeholders and everyone's on board before solutions are implemented, which takes time, right? Which takes collaboration. We are here for you and your company the whole way. And that's kind of one of the key benefits of working with Orobi Cybersecurity Solutions is we ensure that we align properly in the right time and prioritize the correct tasks based on severity, criticality, and ensure that you're secure at the same time, right? Which brings us to our fifth reason on why you should be investing into a governance, risk, and compliance service with Orobi, and that is the cost-effective compliance management, right? If you go try to get this service from a big name company, they obviously have to pay their marketing team, their sales team, they have to pay for their advertising, they have to pay for their big name, right? Here at Orobi, we're still a small company, so we don't have to pay for all that. So obviously our prices will be half of what our competitors are. We offer competitive pricing depending on the size of the company. And also we eliminate the need for a business to invest into an in-house compliance team, right? A lot of companies like to invest into in-house security and compliance teams, which could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I believe the average for a security analyst these days is $8,000 to $100,000. You'll probably need about 3 of them, right? So you're looking at $140,000 to $300,000 just for 3 analysts that may or may not have the experience that we have here at Orobi to be able to streamline the process, already know what we have to do, already know what we're looking for. Instead of training those guys up and paying them yearly hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can come with us for half, if not a quarter of the price to ensure that you're aligning to these compliance standards, and you also have us as a backbone for any cybersecurity related topic or project that you have in mind to ensure that it's implemented correctly by security best practices and aligns to the industry regulations. So those are the 5 core reasons why we believe you should be investing into a governance, risk, and compliance service. Kind of our top recommendation, because once you align to all of these industry regulations and best practices on both the technical and administrative side, your company will be extremely secure. You won't have to worry about costly fines coming from U.S. Department of Health and Home Services for the HIPAA side, or maybe even card brands for the PCI DSS. Say your company experiences a data breach and now you didn't have the proper controls in place. Well, now on top of paying the reputational damage, cost to fix whatever was broken or impacted by the data breach, you also have to pay the fines to the Department of Home and Health Services if you haven't aligned to the HIPAA regulations, or to the card brands if credit card information was exfiltrated from your network and it wasn't secure properly, right? So having to deal with fixing things after data breach on top of fines from these companies, which could amount to anywhere from $100,000 to $1.5 million per data breach, it could be very costly, right? Which is why we highly encourage that you invest into a compliance as a service or governance, risk, and compliance service that you can avoid the risk of a data breach occurring and ensure that your environment is as secure as possible, right? And here at Orobi, we're here to ensure that your company does not become a victim of a data breach and that you're always secure and aligning to security best practices in this ever-evolving technology world. So we hope to see you soon. We'd love to book a call with you to talk more about your specific needs. Stay secure. Thank you.